Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience, start to finish. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer considers this router to be, by far, the best piece of home networking hardware they have ever used, describing it as a no-compromise solution for anyone who wants superior internet connectivity. Our reviewer highlights that the device truly delivers on the full potential of Wi-Fi 7 standards, providing more than enough bandwidth to handle demanding tasks like 8K video streaming with absolutely zero latency. They found that it easily matched and even exceeded the speeds of their internet service plan, and its multi-gig ports are more than capable of handling the fastest fiber connections available today. According to their experience, the coverage is excellent, easily blanketing a 3,000 square foot home with a strong, stable signal when placed in a central location. This client found that even after connecting over 30 wireless devices, including computers, security cameras, phones, and TVs, along with more than a dozen wired systems, the router's performance remained flawless. It seamlessly serves older devices on the 4 GHz and 5 GHz bands while giving newer compatible equipment exceptional performance on the 6 GHz band. While our reviewer notes that the initial setup could be a bit tedious, the payoff has been incredible reliability and rock-solid stability. They have experienced 100% uptime since installation, with even the first firmware update running flawlessly without disrupting any connected devices. As someone with a career in enterprise networking, they feel this is the premier router on the market for those who need extreme throughput and a secure, highly configurable appliance for their home network.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer found the initial setup of this router to be quite straightforward, mentioning you'll need an active internet connection like a cable modem to get it going. It's got a 5 GB Ethernet port plus a couple more, alongside a couple of standard 1 GB ports, which is nice. However, the included app is pretty basic. Our reviewer was a bit frustrated that to do anything beyond the bare minimum, like turning off the SSID broadcast, you have to log into the router directly through a browser on a computer. Some routers let you do the initial setup without an internet connection, which this one doesn't seem to offer. The biggest issue this client ran into was compatibility with older devices. For example, an older Apple TV box refused to connect properly, throwing errors about incorrect passwords even before a password was entered. This seems to stem from older devices struggling with the newer Wi-Fi standards. They tried various workarounds like disabling access control or downgrading the security protocol, but nothing seemed to work. The app didn't offer enough control to troubleshoot these deeper settings either, requiring a web browser login again. Ultimately, our reviewer suggests that before you return this router, consider if it's worth replacing your older devices, especially if only one or two are causing problems. In this case, it was an aging Apple TV. The reviewer also notes that even with a different brand of router, you might still face compatibility issues with older tech. It's a good idea to research your devices and the routers you're considering to see if others have reported similar problems. Also, keep in mind that Wi-Fi 7 is still a relatively new and evolving standard. While promising, few devices can fully exploit it just yet. Despite the compatibility headaches, this client did notice an overall improvement in the performance of their streaming devices with the new router.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer wanted to share their experience with this wireless router, and overall, it's been very positive. Right out of the box, the setup was a breeze, and the speeds are seriously impressive. Our reviewer mentioned that with their 1 gig cable modem service, they were actually getting the full 1 gig speed over Wi-Fi on the 6 GHz band with their phone. On the 5 GHz band, other devices were consistently hitting speeds of 600-700 Mbps, which is more than sufficient. One thing this client noticed, especially for those with mixed device ecosystems, is that the Smart Connect feature might need some tweaking. Apparently, Apple devices like Apple TVs and iPads didn't play nicely with it, failing to connect properly. However, the fix was simple. Just disable Smart Connect in the app and everything worked perfectly afterwards. Beyond that minor hiccup, the router feels well built, with easy-to-access connections and a straightforward interface. The app, although perhaps a little buggy at times, is generally user-friendly and gets the job done. What truly impressed this reviewer was how the router handled a very demanding home network. With over 25 devices connected, including numerous TVs, security cameras, phones, laptops, and tablets, the connectivity has been rock solid and stable. Even with multiple devices streaming simultaneously, there hasn't been any noticeable slowdown. For homes with high internet demands and a desire for top-tier performance, this router appears to be a strong contender. In terms of coverage, in their 1650 SQFT home, the signal reached well beyond the property lines. They estimate that it would adequately cover a home up to 2500 SQFT. For larger homes, this reviewer suggests exploring a mesh system instead, like the Orbi 970, which they have experience with in a different setup.
And that's a wrap. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've got thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.